So thank you for clicking this video. You are listening to Neetcognition, an educational channel for excellence. The important MCQ points in blood. Blood is an important chapter in exam point of view. The values can be asked. The function of red blood corpuscles, white blood corpuscles and platelets can be asked. Then there is one favorite question, that fibrinogen is removed from plasma, then you call it as serum. These are all the important questions which can be asked in blood. So first we'll start with the composition of blood. Now, blood is a fluid connective tissue. What is the meaning of fluid? Fluid means it is normal term. What is the normal term for fluid? It is a liquid. Example is water. When you pour water, what happens? It flows, right? So fluid is the one which keeps moving out or flowing. So blood is a fluid connective tissue, which means it a connective tissue. It is basically a connective tissue, but it keeps moving around or flowing inside the body. It keeps moving around or flows inside the body. Composition. It is made up of two parts, that is the fluid part and the cellular part. Fluid part is the liquid part. You call it as plasma, which forms about 55% of the blood. Next is the formed element. This is called as the cellular part. Okay, this is the cellular part or cellular component. This is the fluid part or fluid component of the blood. So under composition of blood, you divide it into two, the fluid part and the cellular part. In the fluid part is called as the plasma, which forms about 55% of the blood. 45% is made up of formed elements. What are those formed elements? These are all nothing but cells which perform different function. Okay, so first is the red blood corpuscles or red blood cells or erythrocytes. Second is the white blood corpuscles or leukocytes or white blood cells, and third is the platelets or thrombocytes. See, there is a stream of water which keeps running. Okay, what we do in the rainy season, we make small paper boats and we watch the boat travel around, okay, along the flow of water. Paper boat travels in the direction of water flow. Same way, the liquid part, that is the plasma, is the one which moves around the body, and you have all these cells, that is red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, keeps floating along with the plasma and travels throughout the body. Now let us see the functions and special characteristics of each cell. First is the red blood corpuscle. They are the abundant of formed elements. Out of these three types of cells, red blood cells are more in number. Next is the presence of Hb. They are called as red blood cells because of the hemoglobin, the iron pigment which is present inside the red blood corpuscles, and there is absence of nuclei, and there is no nucleus in red blood corpuscles, which is very important. What is the main function of red blood corpuscles? They transport gases, that is respiratory gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. And second type of cell is the white blood corpuscles. They are of two types, that is granulocytes, which contains granules. Granules means small substances which is present inside the cell, and these are called as agranulocytes, that is absence of granules. Under granulocytes you have neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils, and under agranulocytes you have lymphocytes and monocytes. When there is one important question in this. When there is an infection, injury, okay, then there is an infection at the site of injury. Who are the first to travel at the site of infection? Or the neutrophils and the monocytes. They are like the soldiers of the body. They assemble at the site of infection and try to fight against the pathogen and the infection. So the important function of this is it forms a part of body's immune system, that is fights against the pathogen and infections. Next is the platelets. These are small fragments which are present in the blood, which helps in blood clotting and stoppage of bleeding. If you take fibrinogen out of plasma, you call it a serum. This is also an important MCQ.